Hi, Frankie here. Welcome to the LangfordIndustries channel. Today I'm going to talk you through our brand new plugin, the Mistress. So, let's get into the amps. You've got 3 amps in this plugin. You've got your sort of clean, Fender-y type amp. Have a Victory Kraken for all your lovely rhythm stuff, and a 5150 Iconic for all your lead stuff. So let's get into each of the amps, shall we? So I'm going to load up the default. Let's go clean first. So clean is very the clean amp is one of my favourites in this. I like to keep the doubler on a lot, but I'll show you what it's like without. I love the clean amp. Now let's show you the rhythm amp, which is based on the Victory Kraken. I love the Kraken so much. It's one of my favourite amps, and I was like, I've got to put this in the plugin. So the Mistress is pretty much based on my live rig in a digital format, and I wanted to make it like not the same, but I wanted it to be a copy of what I use on stage. So when it comes to recording anything for the band, I can go, okay, let's load up the Mistress. We've got everything in one box. So I'll now show you the lead amp. This is what I use. So live, I use the Line 6 Helix, which has all of my tones, and the 5150 is my main lead tone. So for any sort of solos, that's what you hear on songs such as, like my band have a song called Place Concealment, and live, the solo, you'll hear that. You'll hear that on our live set, because that's what I'm using in the Helix. Obviously, live, it's more opposite, like. But you know, it's the lead amp is lovely. Obviously, you can tell I'm lost for words. It's really hard to explain this, but I'm going to talk you through now the blend, which is a blend of, you can see it adds both of them, and this is the Kraken and the 5150 at the same time. So you have, I'm just going to make sure that all the pedals and everything are off. I'll talk you through the pedals in a second. But the blend, if I put the volumes down of these and turn the width back, so I will add them one at a time. Ready? So that's the rhythm. That's the rhythm in the center. And then I can take the rhythm out, add the lead, which will also be in the center. You can put both in the center. You can put the width in the middle, 50-50. Or what I like to do is put the width on full, which you'll hear this better if you've got headphones on, but it will have one on each side. And I absolutely love the blend function. I use that the most. Whenever I use my plugin, I use the blend the most. So now what I'm going to take you through is the effects section, which there's quite a lot to choose from. So you've got a compressor, which I love, sort of tube screamer, an octave with a sub-octave and an octave up, a chorus, a vibrato, and the surgical. The surgical is based off the Horizon Devices Precision Drive. I thought I'd add that in as I use that on the Helix live. And then also you've got a pedal picker menu, so if you click the three dots on any pedal, there's more to choose from. So you've got the fuzz, which is a Behringer Super Fuzz that I captured, and you've got a boost, so like the EP boost. So I'll take you through the pedals one at a time. So the compressor is probably best to demonstrate on the clean. So let's go through the compressor. I'll take the master of the amp down a slightly bit. That made no sense, but I love that. Let's go to the Kraken again. And now let's go to the octave. Let's put a bit of the sub and by a bit of the up. That's a bit of a solo of a new song that I'm writing. So I thought I'd demonstrate that because that's one of the sounds I'm using the most in that. I, on purposely with this octave, added a bit of latency because I actually really like the sound with the latency. Really nice. Let's show you now the chorus. And you can also make it really, messed up. Obviously, no one's ever going to use that, but you can make it really messed up if you want. And then you've got a vibrato. I'll test this on the clean, actually. I know that's quite chorusy as well. Because vibrato is one of the effects I use the most, especially modulation. One of the effects I use the most live, and wanted to implement that. So chorus and vibrato are my main modulation effects. I sometimes use a bit of phaser or flanger, but chorus and vibrato are my main things. And what I'm going to talk to you about now is the signal chain. So, back to the pedals quickly. You do have a delay. So I'll talk to you about the delay and reverb quickly. You've got nice stereo delay. With tone and flutter controls, I really like the Strymon Volante and wanted to take inspiration from that. So it's really nice. And we've got different divisions here as well. So if you want it on quarter note, here it degrades over time. I wanted the sort of like tape echo thing. I love that. And there's a pre and post switch as well, so you can pull it before the amp. So this is how I'm going to talk to you about the signal chain. So this is what I'd say is LangfordIndustries' signature part of any of the plugins we will make in the future as well, alongside the Mistress. So, the flow engine. This is a reaudible signal chain. A reaudible signal chain, which I've wanted in plugins for years, and I've never found a plugin that's done it. But with making this, I was like, let's make a reaudible signal chain because I use the Helix Live. Let's make it my rig in one box. So the amp and the cab are fixed. You can't move the amp and the cab, but everything else, as you can see, you can drop it anywhere. So let's say you're playing through a clean tone. Let's put some reverb on as well. So I'll create a tone quickly that we can use. And we'll go for a vibrato. And now if we go to the flow engine, what we can do is go, oh, actually, I want the vibrato before the octave. Just drag that there. Or goes, I want the delay first in the chain. And do the same with the reverb. And I absolutely love that this is all reorderable. It's one of my favourite features I've added to this plugin. And as well, it's the same with drives, you know? So you could go, let's go Victory, and we'll put on the surgical. Let's say we want to put the, I don't know, let's go delay in front of the surgical. I love that feature. Just being able to put it anywhere in the chain is amazing. I want to show you as well the fuzz pedal, because I haven't shown you that. So if I drop down to the menu and go fuzz. I love this pedal. I use this in my live rig. I've used this when I've used pedal boards in the past. It's always been on my board. You've got here a blend. So one thing I like to do with the Behringer Super Fuzz when I use it live, you've got fuzz 1, fuzz 2, and then a boost. I rarely use the boost, so what I've done is live, I either put it on fuzz 1 or 2, or I balance switch in the middle, which people like to call 1.5 or the secret setting. And I wanted to implement that in this plugin. So what I've done is added a blend switch. So if you keep blend to the left, that's fuzz 1. Blend all the way to the right is fuzz 2. Blend in the middle is fuzz 1 and 2 at the same time. So I'll show you this in real time. I'll adjust it whilst playing to give you an idea. So you hear the change as I'm playing. Absolutely love it. One of my favourite pedals in this plugin. Yeah, one of my favourite things. Another thing which you might have noticed, the tab bar at the top, you can double click any to bypass, even the cabinet, bypass any. As well, the graphic EQ in this plugin, I rarely use graphic EQ. I tend to use the EQ on the amps more, but it is there for anyone. This is the basic setting that my friend Isaac has. He was like, oh, this is a nice setting, so I set this as the default for when you load up the plugin, and obviously you can adjust it to whatever you like. But yeah, and I'll also talk you through the sidebar. So you've got the input and output trim pots. Obviously, you got -20 and +20 dB. A gate, especially for the high gain stuff, because if I put on, let's put on a high gain pedal and turn off the gate. You want that on. So, and obviously the doubler, which I've shown you. What I love, what I've added is there's an always on tuner. So always on tuner, and then once you click it, full screen, mutes automatically. Mutes automatically, and then you just click anywhere for it to close. We've got presets, which some of these I have implemented as standard. So Dreamy Clean is one that I love, which I've added for you all to try. I love the Dreamy Clean one. Dual amp fuzz, which I use on the intro of this video. Oh, I'm clipping. So let's move that down a bit. Dual amp fuzz is one of my favourite presets as well. We've got Marish, which I think you can all tell. For any of your Smith stuff. Octasurge, which is octave with the surgical. That is so fun. And then you've got octave lead, which is pretty much my main solo sound. I love that. Another feature that I've added for you all to try is it is NAMM compatible. So you can use any NAMM capture that you download online. So you're not just tied to the amp models that I've put in this plugin. You click the load model directory there. So at the moment, I am currently on the Kraken. So on the rhythm amp, if you click load model, you can go here and go, oh, Mesa Boogie. Load that in, change the UI. So it changes the UI for the NAM models, and you can load any NAM model in that's compatible. Let's pick another one. So Victory MKX going to. Let's put the fuzz in. I love that. And then, yeah, so it's compatible with any NAM capture, whatever you like. And then to get back to the standard one, you just click the amp again, back to normal. So the load model is available on each amp apart from the blend. We removed it on the blend function because obviously it's got the two amps together. Another thing before we finish up, settings tab. That tells you the buffer size. Obviously, everything's set to DAW. There is a standalone app with this as well, so can just using standalone without a DAW. Check for updates button, so it will tell you you're all up to date. What we'll do is any future update of the Mistress will automatically send you an email, and if you're in the plugin and you want to check for an update, click the button, it will tell you all up to date. When there is an update, it will say you need to update, and if we provide any new presets, that will be shown obviously on this part. It'll be shown there. Obviously it says cannot check preset packs because there's none available at the moment. There's also a found a bug thing. So if you click the send feedback button, that will take you to a form where you can, send your feedback if there's any bugs that you've encountered, or you want to suggest a new pedal for the pedal picker, which we can add if you'd like. Pick a pedal that you like, we'll add it. I want to make this not so, like I said at the start of the video, it's my plugin, but I know it's my live rig, but I want you all to enjoy it. So if there's a pedal that you want, go, oh, I want this pedal, I want that pedal, you can suggest it to me, I'll go, okay, and then I will add it in, I'll let you know once it's done, and I'll push an update, and then you'll get an email, you can update it, and then you've got it instantly. But I have been thinking as well of eventually down the line doing it with the amps. So you can suggest amp models, and we can swap and change the amps. Add an amp picker menu, more like a multi-effect pedal. So we can add an amp picker menu alongside the pedal picker. We can add more features down the line. And I want everyone's input. So it's not just, I want more people to help me out with this, which I'm so excited. So, the Mistress is available now on Gumroad, £39. If you enjoy, then send me an email or a DM, or click the send feedback button and let me know your thoughts, any changes you want to add, or whether you're just really enjoying how it is. I'll be really grateful for any feedback. It really helps me out a lot. I'm doing this all on my own at the moment. It's just me. I have no one alongside me doing this. So this is all off my own back. And I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and we'll let you know when the next update is for the Mistress.